Alright guys, coming back live to you. Coming back live, watching the collapse of Bitcoin here from 12.8. We'll see if this is a spike low at 12.5 or if we continue lower. Technical analysis is fun sometimes, and other times it doesn't do so good for you. Not that it's a bad strategy, it is what it is. It's the marketplace. All we can do is trade what we can see, and right now what we're seeing is we're underneath that 12.8 level. We're down at 12.5, and doesn't appear to be too many people willing to buy down here. Good morning. I killed my pop-out chat after my stream last night. I'm gonna bring it back after my stream right now. Woke up to my oh crap alert going off, and go off it did. And this is not good, everybody. So we have my 11.5 in play here. This is a potential head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin. We also have 10,000 potentially in play. We have, hello again, Phil. Hope you got your rest in. So Crypto Maniacs Pro says it's time to buy. Alright, getting a bounce up. So see if we get back above that 12.8 with any kind of gusto, or if we continue lower. Alright, so going up a little bit here. Got a new 1 minute bar, so that volume on the last bar was not horrible, not great, but not horrible. Thanks, Wuhan, appreciate that. Tumultuous times though in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency market. Sourcing tons of red. ETH down sub 600. 88 finally down 10% for something. Dash down 30. Monero down 30. And so far we're still looks like we're selling off here. So in prior Bitcoin corrections, I don't recall a triple bottom in any of them. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but looks like you have a larger pattern at play here, and I'm likely just to let it play out. Lisk down 48%. That's a big drop. 50% in Lisk. A coin that's basically led. What's up, Vlad? No one's saying the end is here. It's just maybe not bottomed yet. That's what you have to That's what's hard to ascertain. You can buy for pops, you can buy for long-term positions, that's fine, but a lot of money being lost right here, a lot of anguish and pain out there. And that is when a lot of good buying opportunities pop up, but I don't know if you buy this one. I don't know, I did a huge stream last night. If you guys didn't know, I was online for 6 hours doing a big stream. Went to bed 3 hours ago. Woke up to my alert set for, hey, Bitcoin's not going up, by the way, alert. And so that was triggered. Came back in here, and this is what we see. This is what we come in here to. Increased selling pressure. The buying pressure here doesn't really look very good. Buying pressure on the right side of the chart is pretty weak, at least in comparison. Get a little bit of, need to get a little bit of volume popping up in here. Also, I don't know if we have any confluence with altcoins, so Lisk down 45, maybe that's a potential buy. Lisk down 45. Maybe Lisk down 45 is a potential buy. Still looks so high. Lisk still looks extraordinarily high for being down 45%. Is this the wrong chart or something? Steam. ARC down 35. What's down 42? Metal down 42. And this should have bounced by now. Should have bounced by now. %12 down from here. Does that take us down to, hey, 11.5? Yeah, I've got 11.5 too, Travis, via my my recent video on 11.5 likely. Puts us at a head and shoulders in Bitcoin. So we'll see where we go. 45%. Did you note? Zcash down 34%. Looking for big percent down. 43% for Redcoin, which has had like a 300% day. So that's, take a look at that. That's down huge. If anyone bought up here, they're all asleep. Like literally, I think they're literally sleeping. I don't think they understand what's even happening. And it looks like we may continue lower in the Coinbase. And yes, I'm looking at Coinbase charts. That's where my Bitcoin is held, so I'll be watching these charts. We were buying the dip earlier today. I did a live stream earlier and had a huge pop from 12.8 all the way up to 14.6, but we've since rolled over from there, so not looking very healthy, not during a pullback like this. Not during a pullback like this. It says my stream health is unhealthy. You guys having any issues with the stream? Any buffering? Any audio issues? Let me know if you do. Alright, thank you. Thanks for the feedback there. Alright, 12.7. Seeing if it wants to go lower. It's got decent volume down here, but these bounces are they're just anemic. We saw some very good bounces earlier in these two bars, these two particular bars, big spikes down, right back up. Although they have failed at this point in time, and this does not look like a kind of a healthy bottom. Frederick mentions the daily RSI still has room to go. Let's go take a look at that. Let's go to the daily. Okay, looks good on the daily. Good to go, guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. We're down to the, not even to the 50-day. So the 50-day was undercut during this correction, touched during this correction, and notice the 50-day acted as support at varying levels. Also the 100-day, which were rather not near either of them. And I mentioned a couple videos ago regarding these parabolic trend lines that we had. Looks like this one's being tested right now. Yeah, so we're testing this. If this level doesn't hold, we talked about this being a immediate parabolic trend line, this being a secondary parabolic, and I think that's what this one was supposed to be. Somehow it got moved on my chart. And then we have another trend line right here. This thing is always in my way, just constantly in my way. So if this doesn't hold, we have the 50-day, which takes us to that 11.5 target. Takes us to that 11.5 target and the 50-day, so that may put our bounce in another 1,000, 1,200 points lower from here. So we'll see if we get there. Time will tell. Time will tell if that holds. But right now, this is not a very healthy bar in Bitcoin. I got a lot of bars up here. Let me get rid of some. We don't even get this other shoulder. 12,680. So let's look at some of the other exchanges, see where we ended up there. Okay, so we're still having lower lows in the other exchanges. We still have a series of lower highs and lower lows. So this exchange, all three very nice bounces at the bottom. This is Bitfinex, the largest Bitcoin exchange by volume. Coinbase, rather anemic bounce here, but actually this chart is incorrect. The Coinbase charts are actually wrong. So don't even look at volume on the Coinbase charts. You have to look elsewhere. Coinigy, I believe, had the correct volume. I did not go to college, do not have a degree. And they don't teach you this stuff in college. Go to GDAX. Go to Bitcoin, US dollar. There we go. So maybe we'll stick with Coinigy charts because apparently TradingView is having problems with their API. And that looks like a very good bottoming bar there. Unless we're just, what are we on the 1 hour? This doesn't look right either. Okay. Man, even on the 1 hour, it's just so, there's just so much happening in such a short amount of time in Bitcoin that, oh, here we go. Here we go, down to the 15-minute. There you go, spike lower. Volume really wasn't big on this break. Hey, Strato, what's up, buddy? Volume wasn't really big on this break, but the price action is just has not instilled confidence at this level. XRP chart, yeah, Strato, that thing dropped down to, I think, 40 cents or something like that before finally coming back. IOTA dropped down to like $1 and change. Oh, Ripple's even down now. Its spike low is now looks like small potatoes. Actually, I talked about that in terms of IOTA's chart. Remember back when IOTA was fudding with the China and everything was was doing that. Node, is he streaming right now? Or are you just calling Node out in chat? That's cool. It's okay to like Node. Litecoin down 30%. That big spike low being dragged all the way back down. Oh, not good. These sell-offs continue on these altcoins like this as well. Just confirming the general market bearishness. So I mentioned in my earlier video, we seem to have had a change in behavior where altcoins did not sell off with Bitcoin. That was hella wrong. So apparently that is not what's happening. It was just the one-time thing, and it wasn't really actually selling yet. Now this is the actual sale. So IOTA down. IOTA had the big spike low down to almost $1. Almost $1, sitting at 285. It's done this before, guys. It's done this before, and it's come down and come back to these levels. So if Bitcoin sells off in mass here underneath this particular area of 12.6 on the GDAX. Ooh, I'm shivering. I did not get enough sleep. Did not get enough sleep. Yeah, Steven, I think everyone's a little nervous. There's a prescription for nervousness. It's called cash. That's the prescription for nervousness. Alright, guys, go ahead and watch these charts for a minute. I'll be right back in a couple minutes. Be right back. Alright, how'd you guys hold up? How'd you guys hold up? Buy orders around 11.5. Okay. So what's causing this sell-off? I think Job91 makes a good point. I think he caused it. I think that's just a fact. I think that's just a fact. Ooh, cold in my house at 6 in the morning, 6:45 in the morning. What do we got? Anything bouncing, you guys? If you guys looking at, oh, Vlad's buying BTC down at these levels. So shout out to the guys from the Slack chat room here. We got Strato, Vlad, Frederick. Those are guys, at least that I'm aware of, that have the same name. And Job, you're welcome. You know, skill recognizes skill, right? So, game recognizes game, skill recognizes skill. And, oh, yes, therapy helps. There he is. There he is. And I think he's lying. For him, therapy did not help. Did not help. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, just sitting down, living at these levels, not super healthy. This looks like this is going to be a bit of a longer correction. Maybe I just go back to bed with cash. But if I do that, we will wake up and Bitcoin will be at 17,000 again because I didn't buy. And then all these altcoins will be back up to normal. And I think I'll just have to shoot myself in the head towards the pool so it doesn't make a lot of mess. think that's just generally what may have to happen. So big volume here in comparatively pretty big volume here in Litecoin. All right, let me catch up on chat here. Cheers from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Cash is good during Christmas. Well, you may get some cheap Bitcoin for Christmas if you've been asked, if that's been on your list. So, Frederick, you said your order hit at 11.6, bottom for now on the dollar. You got filled at Bitcoin 11.6 on what exchange? I don't have that print anywhere. I've got $1,000 more than that. The cheapest one I got here is Bitfinex. I don't think that printed 11.6, did it? Oh, it did. Holy crap, Frederick, you got 11.6? You little... That is awesome. I don't know if that's going to hold necessarily. It may, it may not, but wow. How'd you pick 11.6? Just kind of picked it? I don't have opinions on ICX right now. Too busy trying to gauge a general market. $12.6 dropping on the GDAX. It's a couple $100 off in a couple of minutes. Above your support line at 11,350. Very nice. Yeah, Mohit, I think mine was written off of Coinbase. It was written off Bitfinex. So Bitfinex is quite a bit lower. You know, I'll say this, Frederick. It may not hold, but just the fact that you got that filled at that low on that spike is a win. That's pretty cool. Sold at 18K, bought at 12.6. Well, so if you're 20% off, then that means we're going down a little bit lower. Not bad. Can I explain this crazy drop? Yeah, it's, well, I can't explain exactly why it happened. I don't think there's any news that's come out quite yet. I haven't seen anything that would necessarily be causing this particular type of drop. But if you're still in Bitcoin, I would just hold your position. I'd hold your position. It could go down a little bit lower, but you're due a big bounce at some point in time. We just haven't seen it yet. We thought we were done at this bounce right here. If you look at we've been looking at the Coinbase chart, which right now has a little bit of selling going on it. So we'll see if we can hold on there. I can't even basically function at this point. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, I got about 3 hours of sleep in because I was live streaming last night for 6 hours. Ah! The extreme stream. This is the extreme stream of extreme streams. Coinbase going back for those lows. Bam. Right there. 506. That's a low print. That's a low print for Coinbase. Doesn't look like it's being bought into at this moment in time. Not yet. Is that a low print? 508, 524. Looks that way. I got 508 is the prior low print. We're at 504 and 501. Just going down here. Oh, had an interesting another Coinbase volume FUD is what that is. That's freaking Coinbase volume FUD. Darn it. You cannot trust the volume on the Coinbase charts. It's just horrible. horrible what they're doing to people right here. You guys are doing a huge disservice, a massive disservice to people. Yeah, you guys are basically lying to people, and that's kind of upsetting me. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. See this large volume on the 1 minute here on this GDAX chart? It's going to happen here too. See that huge volume pop? Look, it looks like there's volume coming into this thing. Watch, that's the 1 minute. I'm going to go to the 5 minute. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute. It's going to be gone. It's going to give you the correct volume. Oh, this one looks like it may have been correct. But notice how that one, look at that, just big pop. Boom, gone. So, yeah. If you're looking at those charts, don't believe the hype. That's all I got to say. 12.3, 11.8. Better start liquidating there, Fred. Better start liquidating there, buddy. Freaking awesome buy, though. You can see how, you know, if you can buy a low like that, then you have room to breathe. Because if you bought higher, if you bought higher, Fred, I mean, you know that feeling. We all know that feeling. Excuse me. Getting a little bit of support here. I just don't know if I can trust this GDAX volume. This volume down here is looking pretty good, actually, on this particular chart. We have pretty big volume. Really no downside progression so far. So it doesn't mean it won't continue. Oh, there we cracked. Did we crack to the downside there? Watching on the 1 minute chart, the destruction of Bitcoin. Positive, bought at 14.5. Yeah, I bought a little lower. Actually, I bought a lot of areas in this particular base right here, so I took my hit. The volume looks good, but the action just doesn't look done. There's not a lot of so again, you know, that 11.5 from my video is probably still in play. It's just not looking like we're done. And even the way this is set up right now, I don't even like this for 11.5. I've kind of noticed that the GDAX leads the way. You know, it just seems that way. So that big support candle. We zoom in here, which is a little different on my different charts here. Matrix USD. I don't know how this looks completely different from my GDAX charts. I don't know which one to trust, guys. I don't know if I can trust those GDAX charts I just showed you, just at all. Not even the price action, because it looks completely different. This looks very bearish. If you look at the price action over here on this GDAX, it does not look bearish. It looks like it's get some more of that volume FUD here, right? So more of that volume FUD here, but look at that. You have these two green candles. They're just kind of chilling. And this one has a wick towards the bottom. We don't see that. We don't see any bottom wicks over here at all. So I'm not sure what the print is. What's the real print? That's kind of pissing me off. I'm sure a lot of you as well. But just from price action, with everything sitting towards the low and not even really spiking up, Very, very unhealthy action. Heading lower as we speak. Gonna go back to the trading view charts, which you can't trust either. I'm telling you guys, all of these exchanges got to get their act together. I don't know what the repercussions are. I don't think there's any, but there's just too much money at stake for people. I don't doubt they take their job seriously, but you take it personally when they're messing with your account. Did you move your alts to Bitcoin for recovery? Are you hodler? I'm hodling, but I see value in buying Bitcoin. I'm not a hodler, not yet. At least when we get to a big deep pullback, maybe I'll throw a lot in for some long-term positions. Yeah, right now just dropping. Good volume on this drop right here, but I don't see any buying on these volumes. These are just selling volumes. This doesn't seem like it's, I mean, unless there's just a lot of panic selling at these levels, which I mean definitely could be. But we're gonna get down towards that 11.5 here pretty quick, it looks like. $12,000. Strata, I agree with you about the exchanges. Yeah, a lot of weak hands if that is the case. So let's zoom. Let's try to get a little bit of perspective. So we had this big spike low down. Now we're rounding over. Getting a bounce here at 12. Getting a bounce here at 12. Very anemic bounce at 12. Okay, I'm watching this volume, it's not stacking up. Usually what you want to see in a bottom like this is volume stacking up. Should you sell your $50 of Bitcoin cash and put it into Bitcoin? If it's only $50, if that's a ton of money to you, then I don't know what to tell you there, buddy. Let's go to the 1 minute. I was looking at the wrong time frame charts the entire time. That's why it looked different. Too tired. Not enough sleep. See, this buying volume not super convincing at this point in time. So maybe take a little flyer down here. Let's go ahead and buy, take a little position. And negate that order, Captain. Wow. Just now I was going to take a little position. Can Tether fail? Anything can fail. Don't worry about it. Just put your money in Tether if you're Ooh, there we go. Boom. 12. 1207. 1205. 1212. 12,044. 1212. They're printing that. They want that 12. Yeah, we wanted this. You know, it's still a little scary. You know, we are looking to buy. That is the ultimate goal of what we're doing here. Sorry guys, I got about 3 hours of sleep. I ended up streaming last night for 6 hours, and now I'm streaming here with you guys again. Got some sell walls. I'm sorry, some buy walls here. Ooh, that just got broken through. 153 Bitcoin at 12,000 even. So either GDAX is frozen or it's just pausing here. I don't see any action on the order book, but I do see trades going through at 12,000. So there's just selling it quick. 18, 16 Bitcoin, and it's blown through to the downside. Bam! I need to put this order book up here. This is nice. All right, so their volume sucks, but you can at least check out what's going here. So we're at 11.8 now. Let's get back towards this 11.5 levels. The question is, do we put the buy orders in at 11.5? Is that the level? Is that not the level? Now, that wasn't a fake sell wall, Vlad. I think that thing went through. I think that went through. Steven, you're not losing if you have profits at 5K. I would not sell if I had Bitcoin at 5K. Bitcoin at 5K, I would not sell. It's not going down to 5K. The most it's going down is 6K. In my opinion, that would be a 70% correction. Okay, so let's take a flyer here. It's some Bitcoin. Let's put some orders in for Bitcoin. Let's do 11,500. Let's do what? Oh. Is he making me do some fucking math? Damn it, I didn't have my fucking order ready. Are we done? Is this it, guys? 11.5. We're at 11.5. Is this it? Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it. So, Broby, that 6K prediction I talked about isn't happening tonight, okay? That would be a very long-term target for Bitcoin. A very long-term target for Bitcoin. All right. So let's do measured move here. Okay, let's do some good TA. Do some work. This is work, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're here to do. So depending on your perspective, we got 10.9 potentially in play, 10.7 potentially in play if you take a measured move perspective, which it looks like we could possibly get down that low. We got 11, 11.4, 11.3. All right, so we're going to look for some bottoming action down here. So this is a potential level for support down here at basically 11. All right, that's a potential level of support. And again, I'm on Coinbase. This is the 1-minute chart. We got big volume coming in. And we pretty much negated a lot of these big volumes at this moment in time. So Mahit says, buy now, buy now. Okay, up to 11.5, back up to 11.5. down below 11.5 again. All right, I'm placing an order here for 5. I'm placing an order here. Not a full position, taking a partial position at 11.5. Just took a partial position. The volume on the 1 minute doesn't look... Sorry guys, let me zoom in here. We're spending a little too much time down at these lows. I don't know if this will hold, but I did take a little position here. But I don't think it's going to hold, so I'm just going to hold that position. It's going to kind of hodl that one. Like I said, we could get down here towards this 11,000 area. Just making this a measured move of this prior move right here, from this move to here. We're going to leg that down to here. Okay. Ricardo, when should you buy? I bought a little bit here. Doesn't look like it's the bottom. Looks like it was just a pause at that 11.5 area. But it looks like we're going to continue lower. But even if we do, this thing could spike up through a bunch of levels very, very quickly. Say we take this down here to this 10,500 level, which I've drawn here in this measured move. If we get a really big bottom, we see some really big action. This thing could spike up huge very quickly. So oh, GDAX has swung below the other exchanges. Yeah, 11.3. So there's definitely some panic selling on the GDAX. I just bought a little bit of that. Yeah, usually it's above. Now it's swung below. That is an interesting paradigm. I'm not sure if I can quite wrap my brain around that. So it looks like we're going to get undercut here at this 11,350 level, whatever this bottom print is right here. Getting another bid. 11,330 is the bottom print that I have a couple of times on the GDAX. Let's go out to the 15-minute time frame. Look at that, we stopped right at that 50 moving average on the 15, 11.4. So there's a little bit of a bottom here. Okay, boom, 11.5. We're going up. We're catching a little bit of a bid. Let's go back down. I'm not adding quite yet. This still does not look very bullish to me. Not adding quite yet. Just holding on here. What's up, Gilbert, Arizona? Phoenix over here. Yeah. Pretty tough here, guys. I'm just going to hold on to my position that I took at the 11.5-12.08 was my fill. I'm just going to hold on to that position. What's that number, Frederick? So there's big volume down here, but there's no downward price action, which indicates bottoming. So indicates some bottoming happening right here because we're not dropping below this, below these levels. So I'm half tempted to take another small position here. Strata, if you want to post a chart or something, I'm trying to be the eyes and ears for the people that don't necessarily have the skill for themselves. Be quite honest with you. Welcome, Ricardo. That's a lot of hearts. Oh, here we go down. Looks like 11.3 down at 11.350. Let's see if we get held up at 11.330 again. That's been support. Oh, 331.50, 330, 331.50, 330 even. I don't see any big buy walls, and we break 11.305, 11.310. Tested 11.330, and we failed. So as we go lower here, keep this spike in mind, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Oh, that's a 15. Let's go to the 1 minute. All right, so breaking low here. Breaking low here. You can tip me in Bitcoin. In the description is my Bitcoin address. That would very much be appreciated. 11.2. Breaking down. My little buy doesn't look so good, but I'm holding it. I'm holding it. Possible bear market at this point. I don't know if we're quite there yet. This sell-off has been extraordinarily brutal. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we get into bear market mode. But Litecoin, 174 for Litecoin. So Litecoin's on sale, guys. Let's not lose sight of the alts. 510 for Ethereum. Yeah, 174. What's IOTA doing? 2.42. Still a little higher. That spiked way down into the low ones. Omisego, $10. That's low for Omisego. Qdom down 40% to 31. You know, it's just liking these levels, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Looks like we're going to get that other leg down. Where was my measured move at? I'm pretty sure we've hit that. No, we're getting there. We're getting to that measured move area. Let me straighten this out. There we go. But with this little pause this far down this measured move, I don't think that this is done. We may get 3 legs on this particular sell-off. Maybe we change paradigms here. So there's 1 leg. Let's go another leg down. That takes us down to 10.6. Takes us down to 10.6. This does not look over, ladies and gentlemen. Almost makes me want to sell my Bitcoin I just bought. Just going down, guys. We're just crashing from here. Look at this volume. Not much green in there. Not much green in there at all. 7:16 a.m. here in extraordinarily sunny Arizona. I'm not sure what's going to happen when the U.S. opens, if we're going to bounce off of that or if we're going to sell into it more. The East Coast looks like they've opened. They're at about 9:16, so they're already open. So they've been causing some of this. Looks like they're not happy. Let's go to the 15 minutes. Take a look at this volume in comparison to the prior dips that we've had. Okay, so this is not right. This is the horrible Coinbase chart. So here we go. So here's the dip. Again on the GDAX Coinbase chart, but just looking better. Big volume dips down here. The volume dip down here, still not near bottoming volume. So here's good bottoming volume. Here's some pretty good bottoming volume. We were close, but we're just not there. Is that a bar? Okay, that's my bar. That's my third leg down bar. 11,000 on the GDAX. Okay, we're seeing some volume thrust up here now. That's what you want to see with some bottoming action. And look, that hit that level right there. That's some potential bottoming right there. That's some potential capitulation. Don't go down too much farther. You're going to negate this bar. Yeah, it looks like it's not capitulation. And we continue. And we continue. So guys, keep in mind we just had a huge parabolic run, and the way this is dropping, I would not be rushing in to buy this. Hey, what just happened to... What the... Oh, I somehow clicked the link. 10,750. Spiking down, 10.7. And you're right, we're well below the other exchanges. Makes you want to move it over, huh? HTV, with you there, buddy. This market sell-off is pretty brutal. No, not fun anymore. We're past fun at this point. We're basically in free fall mode. So let's go to this 2-hour chart. Let's take a look. We blew through 11.5. That really didn't matter. So I had 10,000 next on my list, which we're going to hit in about, in due time from what it appears right here. 10.5 going down to 10. 10.4. I'm not sure the last time Bitcoin had a sell-off. They pretty much went down 50% in this short amount of time. So what happens is someone's going to put, there's going to be some capitulation volume down here. Don't get the second you guys get too scared is the second this thing reverses up. Okay, you got to keep your heads about you. The only thing I can say is this has been and does continue to be a very orderly sell-off. Very orderly sell-off, which does not bode well. Orderly sell-offs like this tend to continue. They're really trying not to crash the market while they sell a crap load of Bitcoin is what's happening here. At some point, though, somebody will step in, and that's how these things stop, is someone steps in. I can't say it's not at whatever level, okay? No, futures do not settle in Bitcoin. It has nothing to do with futures. Nothing to do with futures. So we've blown past several levels here. Maybe if we throw some fibs on the situation, that'll work. Yeah, but right now it's just they're trying just not to break it. Right now they're just trying not to break it too much. They still want to sell, but they're trying. Bam, let's put some money to work here. Okay, so there's some good buying. The first buying we've seen coming in Bitcoin in quite some time. 37 seconds left on this bar. We got volume coming up. This is going to be a huge bar. This could be the bottom bar right here. This could be the bottom bar in Bitcoin right there, up to 11.5, 11.35, 11.5, 11.4. This could be the bottom bar, guys. Look at the volume. We got the volume coming in. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. 11.7, 11.8, 11.5. Catching those market orders. You guys putting market orders in on GDAX. That's what happens there. Okay, back up to 12, towards 12. We going past 12. Like I said, right when you guys think hope is lost, and what hope is lost is when people start FUD selling, and that's when they'll buy this back up. We're up to that 50-day very quickly. If this continues past the 50-day, that would be very healthy. Good volume here, though. Excellent volume. Excellent volume. 12,250. 12,250. There we go. There we go. Woo! Man! Ah! All right. Let's see if this holds, guys. We've seen this a couple times before this evening. We saw it here. We saw it here. We have a spike low down to 10.4. 10.4 past the 11. Right between my 11.5 and my 10,000, guys. Ha-ha! This is crypto! All right. Do we hold here is the question. Got to get that out. Some irrational exuberance. Woo! Yeah, right? That's something, right, guys? You can't, during the sell-off, you can't be emotional. You can't be panicky. You have to keep your head in the game. This is the game. This is why you're here. So now let's see if all that was for naught and we start crashing again. Very good volume on. I'm on the 15-minute. Go down to the 1 minute. Two very good volume bars in Bitcoin. Two very good volume bars. Bottom at 11.4. We noted it wasn't selling off down here. So, but it didn't sell off here either until it did. And then, boom, you saw some buyers finally come in. I held that position from 11.5 that I initially bought at, guys. Actually, it ended up being 11.4. Huh? Where's my fills? Those are my orders. Anyway, yeah, so I kept that buy at 11.5. You remember when I said that? I said these things, even if you spike lower, can come up extraordinarily fast. And this one did went from 12.4 to almost 11.4. I'm sorry, 10.4 to almost 12,000 in 1 minute. So there you go. Let's hope this holds. That's all we can do, guys. Is, you know, it looks okay, but if we continue selling off, that's going to be very bad. But so far, the bottom is in. Now, the last time we did this, you know, a couple hours ago, let's go to the 15-minute. I want to see some confirmation for this on the GDAX. I really want to see some confirmation. Litecoin going up, so probably a lot of things going up here. All right, let's buy some altcoins too. Again, we did this earlier this morning. Again, what are we going to buy here? Again, come on, shout something out that's had a huge spike low, guys. Shout something out that's had a huge spike low. We need to get these alts back into play too. I cashed out my alts, cashed out my Bitcoin. I mean, I guess I could just go Litecoin. That would be a pretty safe bet. Is this the time to buy? It's a time to buy. I would not discount this. This is pretty good. I wouldn't not be mad at this at all. So Matt was buying Litecoin there, thinking about some Litecoin. What's ADA doing? Someone mentioned ADA down 16%. I don't think I'll buy ADA. That's already had a massive run. Litecoin's come down quite significantly. Yeah, let's just buy some Litecoin, and then I can play with it from there. Getting to 12,000. It's getting choppy. 12K right there. 12,000 on Bitcoin. All right, Litecoin putting in a huge bottoming bar here. All right, come on. I can't get Litecoin up fast enough on my Bittrex here. Can't get it up fast enough. Come on, come on, come on. 12.5, 12.5 on Bitcoin. We just saw 10.4. We just saw 12.5. 20% swing in Bitcoin. Bam. Okay, I just bought some Litecoin. That's a pretty safe coin to get in. A very good quality coin. I don't have to spend freaking 20 minutes tearing my hair out trying to buy 12 different altcoins. Litecoin's got about a 50 to 60% upside potential there. I will take that any day of the week. Good bottoming bar here on Litecoin. An hour and a half left on this 2-hour bar. Look at this bar. This bar is going to be huge, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that thing's going to be big. Going to be big. Hope you guys partook in that. Bitcoin bottom round 2. Bitcoin bottom round 2. Let's take a longer term view. Let's look at this 4-hour chart, see where this puts us in the big term picture. So 4-hour chart, an hour 30 left in this particular bar. Volume is big. We're going to have a huge volume bar here. We have broken pretty definitively a lot of trend lines on this parabolic move on Bitcoin. I don't know if we skyrocket right up to 20K from here. That's the next step. You can't worry about that at this moment in time. Down 47% in Bitcoin. That is past a normal correction in Bitcoin. I will say that is past a normal correction in Bitcoin. We're reversing a little bit here, getting back to 12,000. Volumes on the lighter side, however. So not extraordinarily concerned about that. My Litecoin never fully filled. That's the problem with limit orders. Did it fill or not fill? Come on, Bitrix. Yeah, it doesn't look like it filled. And still going down on some of these. Hi, Ethan. What's up? And looks like we're maybe coming down a little bit on this move. We're back down. Looks like below 12. Back down here below 12. So that's a pretty good bottom. I'm not going to bother selling here. Guys, I'll be right back. Give me a couple of minutes. Hold up Bitcoin while I'm gone. All right, guys, I'm back. Are we failing this move? That's the question. Are we failing this move? The volume is lower so far. We are coming down. Looks like we will test some kind of level. Still not a ton of buying. I mean, we had a good bottoming bar there for sure, but not a ton of great volume here. 94. Would like a lot more green volume for this to be Terry, drop. Come on, man. A lot of people just bought this thing. Probably underwater right now. Don't know what to do. I would give it some time. We're not seeing huge spikes down. It's looking more normal action than super bearish action, so I'd give it a little bit of leeway. You know, give it some leeway, let it do its thing. I kind of needed that to be a green, pretty good green bar, pretty anemic green bar. So Travis is saying 10% lower for the log trend line. Hopefully we don't get that far, my friend. Hopefully we don't get that far. 10.4 is pretty far, guys. I mean, 10.4 is a pretty big drop. Pretty big drop. Just had a print at 12. Just had a print at 12. Don't get greedy, guys. Don't get greedy in terms of having to buy 10,000. If you guys know anything about these markets, they never hit those numbers exactly because they know you're looking for them. 10.4 would be a really good print. 10.4 is going to be a good print if that holds. It's going to be a really good print. So Litecoin 194. So some of these alts don't look like they're quite done yet. I bought me some Litecoin. Looks like it's kind of having a bit of a hard time. So Monero down 277. What else do we have? Are any altcoins you guys looking at good or bad? You guys see? Why don't you guys look around at a few altcoins and just kind of post in the chat? I can't look at everything. Why don't you guys post in the chat the altcoin, and if it looks like it's done going down, if it looks like it has bottomed. Excuse me. Chris, what's up, buddy? Coinbase is closed. Well, the GDAX is still up, at least on the back end here. I'm looking at the GDAX. I got it right here. It's moving. It's doing stuff. Its charts are garbage. Its volume is misleading, but at least it's up. At least it's up and trading. They probably have... So Zcoin, if you guys are posting something about a coin, let's say if they're looking good or not looking good, come on, guys. There's 1,000 coins out there. A lot of you guys are looking at different ones. Go ahead and post them up here. Go ahead and post them up. Altair saying Neo bottomed. Let's take a look at Neo. See if we got a bottom in Neo. Some pretty definitive action down here. Good volume. Very good bottoming volume right there. That definitely could be bottoming in Neo. Coming back down though. That's the thing. We look like we bottomed, but some of these alts don't necessarily look like they're done going down. I don't know if that means that Bitcoin is done going down or not. It's a little hard to ascertain that specifically. Elizabeth, nice to see her. Nice to see a woman in the chat room. We don't get a lot of women here, but any other ladies in the chat room watching this carnage? Did any of you buy the dip? Anyone buy the dip? So Nem's getting action. Williams accumulating Bitcoin. Someone saying Qtum bottomed. XRP at 72. Some big bottoming volume on a lot of these. IOTA 2.6. IOTA still hasn't gone down. Having a sucky time, Elizabeth. Sorry about that. So IOTA had this huge spike low, and this is they did this earlier. If you guys remember, IOTA spiked down to like 37 cents when it was towards $1, and then it rolled over and came almost back to it. So we came down to 220, not quite down to the, was it 110? Yeah, not quite down to the 110, but 43% down in IOTA. Excuse me for a second, guys. So Bitcoin holding fairly strong here at the 11.8 level. All right, holding strong at that 11.8 level, 11.750. Let's go back and check that out. Litecoin 196. Look at some of these prints. I wish they would stop doing that to my charts. 88 down 14%. So Bitcoin's selling off a little bit here. Nothing crazy. Okay, okay. Can you guys dig this? Is this a chart? What do you guys think of Bitcoin at these levels? What do you guys think of Bitcoin right here? Do you think we're done going down? Do you like this volume deceleration? Do you like these green pops? What are your guys' thoughts? So we got the print down. We kind of failed that 12.8 level, which I really would like that to hold. We're back down to 11.8, 11, going down 11.5. The volume is very benign, but it's telling of the weakness or strength of the market, just generally. When do I think it will recover? Leo asks. Leo, at what level? At what level are you looking for recovery? What does that mean to you? All right, guys, a lot of new people here. Thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the analysis and the information. Hit that like button if you would, please. Shout it out on Twitter. Maybe there's some other people that are kind of floundering about looking for some information, want to chat with some people other than just being on Twitter, which you're not really chatting with people. Yeah, shout it out there. Get some guys in the chat room, guys. Chat it up. Ask for questions. Let's see what Bitcoin does from here. We've got kind of a little round over happening, which isn't very healthy, but volume is low. So hopefully we don't get a huge dip from here, but you never do know. Volume could come in either direction at any point in time here. It's obvious we don't have a Super Bowl on our hands, so good possibility we may roll over again. We saw something similar during my previous live stream last night. I was live streaming during this action, during this double bottom, and we saw this bounce with some kind of anemic action. We flagged out for quite some time, about 3 hours or so, or whatever, for quite some time. Had a failed bounce up, and then we rolled over again. So don't know if we're going to do the same thing here exactly. So that kind of. So I slept. I did go to sleep. I slept when it crossed up here, and then I woke up when it broke down beneath, like, I think 13.3 or something, or 13.2 was my alert that I had set. So this was when I slept. 11.750. Get back up towards that 11.8. That would be a healthy level for us to hold. Higher lows, that would be very good. Looks like a little bit of volume on this, although it looks like a selling bar. We do have a higher print, so I'll take that. Okay. Yeah, Terry, looks like we're going to be okay, but that's what we said. That's what we said on this crazy double bottom that happened over here. That's what we said right here. We're like, oh, we're going to be fine. And then it popped all the way up and rolled all the way over, then had a lower high, And now we have a lower low. We need to break above this 12.8 level for us to really be completely safe. We need to get above that 12.8 level. And we came up and we basically tested it right here. And what's this trend line? Is this my longer term trend line? This may be my really long-term trend line on my chart going over on that parabolic move in Bitcoin. Oh, that's really parabolic. That's not really what I want. Vlad, see you, buddy. May the 10K be with you. So, yeah, so that is that longer-term trend line on the daily chart on Bitcoin. Actually, that should be up at 12.6. Let's dive back down. Oh, yep, 12.6 right there. That's right where it is. So we failed that trend line on this huge bounce up that took us only a few minutes. So that is an extremely long-term trend line that generally won't come into play on a minute chart, but yet it did. So let's just kind of see what happens here. Would like to see volume confirmation to the upside. We have good bottoming volume. We have a little bit of follow-through volume, but we need to see those big. We need to see some more green spikes coming into play. A few more of those that don't really sell off, and I think maybe we'll be finally done. Okay, so let's see what Litecoin's doing. Litecoin may be a bellwether for us. So kind of putting in a rounding pattern. See, this is the kind of green spike you would like to see in Bitcoin. So Litecoin looks like it may be done. Let's check out Ethereum down at 539. It's the exact same chart. They just moved it up or down a little bit on your screen. But it's quite literally the exact same chart. Question, are we fitting the price to the data or the data to the price? Do you guys get me? I do get you, and I wholeheartedly share your concern. So there comes a point where you have to believe the price action over whatever kind of longer term technical analysis that you're dealing with, or because during extreme market conditions, you know, we're not always going to exactly hit whatever particular target we set. We all know that the fibs don't always hit 100%. The moving averages don't always hit 100%. You know, the RSI doesn't always bounce at 30, doesn't always sell at 70. We go to frickin' 400 RSI and some extreme, like you look at Bitcoin RSI on the daily, you get some crazy prints on that. So inferring price action in extreme levels, like a range of levels, I think is vitally important. And all we can do is trade that. So, you know, we can't infer, oh, I think it's going to 10, it got to 10.4, so I'm not going to buy. You can do that, but you may miss out on a couple of bottoms. I'm just going to say that right there. You're going to miss out on some action. So right now we're looking at a sideways action in Bitcoin coming off of a spike low. Not really a spike low, but coming off of bottoming action. Good volume down here. And we're waiting for some kind of confirmation to the upside, which we don't have yet. So not that I'm letting the price lead what I want to see. But hey, you can't deny this was a good little bottom here. All right, guys, bear with me. I'm going to step aside for a minute or so. Going to get a drink, say hi to the fam, and hold Bitcoin up for me, please. I'd appreciate it. I'll be right back. And then we get some selling. Come back with some damn water. How much does water cost, guys? Okay. Big print to the downside. Terry says it will go back up. Okay. Hopefully it will go back up. Let's just kind of... You trying to sell, Elizabeth, or you trying to buy? What are you trying to do? Cash, tether, if you're so inclined, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Both are viable. Both are very viable options if you want to do that. But we do have this big spike low. It's still in play. We kind of have a lower kind of channel happening. Kind of this formation happening here. Looks like a little shakeout to the downside to shake out some weak holders who just bought. They may be doing that. You're trying to buy, Elizabeth? Okay. I don't know how else you can buy other than Coinbase, to be quite honest with you. Anyone know how else you can buy other than Coinbase? Shout it out in chat. Elizabeth's trying to put some money to work. 11.7. We're going back up, guys. We're going to cross this trend line. I need some volume. I need some confirmation. John, go easy on them, buddy. Not all these people are seasoned traders. A lot of these people are new to the markets. A lot of these people don't quite necessarily know what's going on. So, yeah. A lot of us trading that have been in the Bitcoin world for a little while, yeah, we understand it's going to come down and we want to buy these dips. That's why we're here live streaming, kind of hoping all you guys partaking in this dip buying that we've been doing, which you're still kind of in the dip, guys. You're still 11.7, 11.8. Elizabeth's trying to buy some Bitcoin. I know that some other exchange wasn't Stripe doing something with trying to buy Bitcoin. You could try maybe Stripe. You could try. Someone said Gildera, Bitcoin ATM, BitQuick. Yeah, you can find a local ATM nearby if you want to do that. Some guy says use Gemini. Use Gemini, whatever that is. I'm actually not familiar with Gemini. So there's a lot of guys that bought at very high prints up here that are just a little scared. It's not that they're dumb, they're uneducated. Keep in mind, not everyone knows what you know. Okay, not everyone knows what I know. We have to understand this and kind of help these people out, because in time we want them to be using the blockchain as we all expect it to be used. So there's 11.8 finally breaking through. We talked about that a little bit ago, coming back up towards 12. Elizabeth, I hope you're checking out Gemini. Okay. So what's Litecoin doing? We're back into the 200s with Litecoin, it looks like. Popped up some good volume with Litecoin. Let's take a, see if I can get in on some Litecoin. Why does it say I can only buy one Litecoin? You're out your damn mind. Oh crap, I just sold my Litecoin. Oh, that's hilarious. I went to go buy more Litecoin. I sold the Litecoin I had because I clicked on the wrong box in Bittrex. I hate the boxes. Alright, come on. Come on, get me some Litecoin. You bought a 19,000 Summit, Reyna. Alright, buddy. You're going to hold for a while. Okay? Just forget about it. Just forget about it. You're going to be holding for a little bit there, buddy. Sorry about that. And my fill didn't get filled. Come on, just give me my Litecoin. I don't care about... Okay. Now my Litecoin finally got filled. And we're probably going to top due to that fact. Due to that fact, we're probably going to end up topping. So, but that's fine. I don't mind being in... I don't mind being in Litecoin. No problem here with that. I saw futures firm CBB filled 6 Bitcoin ETFs this week. Oh, filed for 6 Bitcoin ETFs this week. Let's go back to Bitcoin. We've got, man, Coinbase still lagging at 11.9 where other ones are at 12. That's interesting. Are they lagging or are they leading? We saw earlier where they were lagging, but okay, so very nice bull print. That's what you want to see. We want to see nice, good volume like that. We didn't have that earlier in the evening. We just didn't have that on this 1 minute chart. We were looking at these 2 spike lows with really good volume, but we didn't have a lot of confirmation to the upside. So we're getting a little more now. That's a very nice volume bar. That's kind of the follow-through I was talking about a little bit ago. That excuse me. That's the follow-through that I'm talking about. We need action like that. We need a few spikes up, and the fact that we have a lower high is pretty good. Pretty good here. All right, let's check out some of the chat here. Bot sub 10, very good. Nobody knows what's happening. Very true. No one. Yeah, we're just seeing a line going up and down. That's pretty true there. Pretty true. We'll laugh about this in a few days. I hope so. Hopefully when Bitcoin's up at, 20% higher from here towards, what, that 15,000? Yeah. Come on, give me 25%. I need it. Sorry, going on with chat here. Yeah, Summit Randy, you're just going to have to hold, buddy. There you go. What consolidation value are we waiting for Bitcoin to achieve? How do you get your coin? What consolidation value am I waiting to achieve? I'm not really waiting for a specific value, to be honest with you. I may hodl a lot of this position in Bitcoin until I see some better opportunities in some other coins. Maybe Litecoin being one of them, being down 34%. I guess I can move it into Bitcoin Cash. I can move it into Ethereum. My main account here is on Coinbase. So there's all of that going on. So how do you get your chart to black on TradingView? So you hit this little gear at the top here, and you choose Theme Dark. Theme Dark, that's about it. And then you can adjust from there. Randy, is your LTC your top recommendation right now? Have some funds on Bittrex I can use. I chose Litecoin because it's a very strong coin. It's come down a lot, and it has a lot of way to go back up until it's towards highs, like a 60% move. And so I'll take that over some potential altcoin pump. And also, it was just one thing for me to buy. The last time everything bottomed, I spread it between 4 coins, and it was just a pain in the butt doing that. I didn't have any buy orders ready, so I was doing it all on the fly, and it was very taxing. So I just went to Litecoin. Great coin, great upside potential. So let's take a look at that. This is what I'm doing. You guys do what you want to do. Go to the 2 hour on Litecoin. I mean, a spike low all the way back down here to this level, even towards 200. I mean, you've got an 80% run up to all-time highs in Litecoin. So if it gets a big pump, you're going to have a nice percentage gain. That's why I particularly, personally chose Litecoin. So we got 12-1 print. We're flagging out here, which is good action, very good action. Little flag pattern happening here. This looks very healthy to me. Very nice. Guys, if you're new to the stream, thanks for joining me. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my my technical action and my overall good looks. If you enjoy my overall good looks, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, evening, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Looks like we may have finally found a bottom in Bitcoin. Just to give you a recap on the daily chart. So let's give you a recap. So back in 2010, Bitcoin was at about $1. No, I'm not going to go. Just kidding. That's a hell of a recap, right? Going back to 2010. Let's recap all of Bitcoin. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I have a very quirky sense of humor if you don't know me. Wow, that's something. That's quite spectacular in Bitcoin. On the daily chart in Bitcoin, let's take a look here. So we still have about 8 hours left in this day, and the volume doesn't necessarily reflect the bottom that we think we've put in here in Bitcoin. It doesn't necessarily reflect that. Is that good or bad? That's yet to be seen. But all I have to say is this: the bottom's in for now. There's a possibility, folks, that we bounce up and we fail this trend line again. Now, since I do have a larger audience than I typically have here on a stream, we have just gone through a huge parabolic move in Bitcoin. Some of you have been holding for a long time. Some of you have been trading with me since the 3,000 level, okay? But we've gone up from $3,000 to $20,000. That is a 7-fold gain. Excuse my $100. You guys are gonna give me that one, right? So, Canis, there you are, buddy. I've been looking for you everywhere. I've been looking for you, Canis. Your diamond coin's been rocking. I hope you're still holding that. But we've been through this big parabolic, this 7-fold move in Bitcoin just from since I've been involved in Bitcoin. Okay, just from since I've been involved, and we've seen a couple things happen. We've seen the big parabolic move up to 20,000. We've seen a huge correction here, but the volume on this daily is not very good. Okay. I'm not liking the volume on the daily. Looking at the 1-minute chart, looking at the 2-hour chart, the bottom looks like it's in for now, and that's fine. But on the daily chart, I'm not a super fan of this volume. I really would like to see this kind of volume. I had a video a long time ago, Bitcoin 11.5 to 3,000, I think was the title of the video. That quite didn't play out. We went parabolic after that. But look at the volume indicating capitulation at this area. Look at this volume indicating capitulation at the top. Okay, this is a dry up of volume, but we don't really see bottoming volume, and we're dropping on Bitcoin. 11.8, 11.7. That wasn't my intention with going through that with you guys, but let's just see if we get. So this is could be perfectly healthy action if we don't get a ton lower here. Volume picking up a little bit. I don't want it to go much higher. This would be a pretty decent spot for it to stop, kind of indicative of this volume bar. So we'll see what, trading minute by minute, guys, is a little crazy. I'll be honest with you. You pretty much just you get a lot of noise involved when you're doing this. You get a lot of noise involved. So yeah, that bar not too bad. Hopefully we can hold some level down here. This 11.8, I really like this 11.8 level. We were testing it over here. Hopefully 11.8 could be support. Maybe we get down to 11.6, but not much lower than that. That would be supportive of this 50 moving average on this 1 minute, which has proven to be resistance at certain points. So if it can now provide some support, like it supported us down during this rally, we spiked low and came up. Hopefully the 50 average can support us at this moment in time. But back to my, I'm gonna let that go. I've got a Bitcoin chart on my on a side screen here, so my eye's not off the prize, not off the prize. But what I was saying is that there's a potential that the move here isn't quite complete. We may have bottom. We may bounce up into 14, 15,000. It's hard to say exactly, but if we fail this trend line here, okay, so each of these times we make a new low in Bitcoin, you draw a trend line. This is what gives us a parabolic kind of trend, if you will. And as these lines fall, we've already obviously fallen from this one. The break was at 18,000. This last one just broke here at 12.6. Okay, we're now living beneath that line, so we're not super out of the woods until we go back above this line, but it may not hold. We may bounce up from here, and we still could fall lower. This is a big sell-off in Bitcoin. This is a big sell-off in Bitcoin, and it could take some time. If we do round up over here, I would be a little surprised and just kind of go right back towards 20,000. That would really surprise me. This is damage to the charts. Damage to the charts needs to be worn off. So let's do this. I set this to auto. Let's kind of walk through a little bit here. Let's kind of walk through a little bit here from this Bitcoin 3,000 break, right? I'm going to do this quickly. I know you guys don't want to do this super in depth, but you know, we're going to get this bull action, and then we're going to get a breakdown here, okay? But the breakdown's instantly reversed and goes up fairly quickly. Goes up fairly quickly. We could, if we did something like this, that would be healthy. If it came up and held sideways, that would be healthy. But we don't see this big bottoming volume. See this bottoming volume on Bitcoin? We don't see that on the daily chart. We were just talking about that. So let's continue this move. So we're going up now. We're at 6,000, going to 7,000. Okay, we're going to 8,000. We get another spike low in Bitcoin from 8,000 down to 5,500, but a big volume on the daily chart indicating a bottom. Okay, moving along here. And notice volume is the key to these bottoms. We have big volume indicating bottoms. And as we move up here, we have a big volume here, which actually indicates a top. This is the tallest candle that Bitcoin has ever had, and this was indicative of a top. And if we continue going on here, we did rally back up to 20,000. It was indeed a topping action, and now we're rolling over. And this spike low here, we need a lot more volume for this to be like this low or like this low. We need a lot more volume. You like double the volume. So we have 8 hours to go. If we can get double the volume, then I say we're probably good out of the woods. But if we don't get that volume, if we kind of show anemic price action here, we definitely could roll over again at some moment in time. So hope that wasn't too long for you guys. But that's kind of what I'm looking at on the longer term time frame. And if you notice, that entire time, I only talked about price action. I didn't mention news. I didn't mention Jamie Dimon. I didn't mention anything. It's all about the price action. That's how you can infer what the market is thinking. So it doesn't matter what Jamie Dimon thinks. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It matters what the price does. So it's pretty much all that matters is what the price does. Okay, let's see what the chat says here. Guys, Litecoin predictions for 2018? No. What about the fact that there isn't a head and shoulders in the volume? Head and shoulders patterns in volume in crypto is definitely not as needed as it is in stocks. There is a volume pattern to it. You should have higher volume at the peaks and lower volume during the troughs. But in crypto, that doesn't seem to be the case. Can anyone explain why the market is crashing? No, no one can. Biggest dip ever? Not even close. Is what Justin is saying there. It's a pretty big dip though. Keep this in mind too, guys. Most of the dips in Bitcoin were. I'm gonna go back out to the daily chart, and you guys have to You guys have to keep things in perspective, and the daily term on Bitcoin is your perspective. So this move from 3,000 down to 1,800 was about 40%. This move was 40%. This move was 30%. This move is 20%. This move is 20%. This is over all of those. Okay, this is a 47% move. So while it's not too far out of the realm of possibility that this is the end, it has undercut what it's done in the past. So it has shown more weakness than strength since this run. And we've come up so fast. Guys, look at this. Check this out. I'm going to clear all these. No, I'm not, because I like those trend lines. I don't want to draw them. Let's go to my Bitstamp chart. And we're going up in Bitcoin here, 12,189. So we're doing some long-term analysis. Guys, if you're still with me, Bitcoin looks like it has bottomed. Looks like it has bottomed for now, but what I'm talking about here is a potential that Bitcoin overall is not done. So let's look at this. This looks pretty interesting, right? Let's get rid of all my drawings. Come on, drawing tools. Remove all drawing tools. Okay, so big spike down in Bitcoin. Let's go back down to that 2013. If you guys haven't done your technical analysis on Bitcoin and gone back to that 2013 crash, you are doing yourself a disservice. I have a video called Bitcoin 1200 that, while the 1200 is not a rational expectation at this moment in time, it will walk you through a bigger analysis on what I'm about to show you. Okay? So what we just had in Bitcoin was a double top here. Okay? We just had a double top. We just had this big spike low. We could follow this pattern, ladies and gentlemen. So 52% down, double top, 52% down. We literally just saw that in GDAX. What happened? It came up 77% from this level to this level. It rose 77%. So in a second, we'll do that on our current Bitcoin charts. And then it slowly rolled over. That's the key, folks, okay? It rolled over, spike load again, and then came back up, and then we began a slow decline for 2 years and 9 months until Bitcoin came back and made all-time highs. Go back and watch my Bitcoin 1200 video. It literally walks you through this entire synopsis. So keep in mind that Bitcoin topped and then double topped again, I think in 5 days. It took this time 2 weeks to do that. Okay? So let's go back and do that 77%. You guys digging this? Do you guys like this technical analysis, what I'm doing here? Do you guys see what I'm trying to show you? I'm showing you charts, guys. This isn't my opinion. This is charts and history of what Bitcoin has done. Okay, so going back to Coinbase and going back to current time frame. Okay, so we just had the 50+% washout, 47% washout. Okay, if we take 73% up, that gets us up here that gets us up towards 18,000. So we could bounce all the way up to 18 if that prior synopsis plays out. Now, I think this was 10 days. Yeah, this was 10 bars between this double top. So if things play out, keep this in mind, folks. I'm trying to think of a way to put this because I'm really tired. Let's do some math, maybe on a spreadsheet. Maybe I'll just open my option spreadsheet. We'll do it in here. Okay. Hey, there you go. Options calculator. Give you guys something to read if you're interested in trading options. So Bitcoin up here towards 12.5. Looks like we're still safe. So we have time for this. So there was 5 days. Come on. Okay. So this is the 2013 top. Why am I writing in white? That does not look correct. Oh. My computer is slow right now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so 2013 we had 5 days. This is 2017. We had 10 days between the double top. This took 2 years and 9 months. So that's 24, 33 months. So in theory, this would take 66 months to come back. It took 2 years and 9 months until this hit the all-time highs. So if things are going in ratios, there's a potential. Now, I'm not trying to FUD you guys. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I want you to be educated and understand. I want you to understand what could possibly be happening here. This is kind of advanced stuff if you're new. I think we've bottomed in Bitcoin for now. And based on this scenario, we rally up towards 18,000, which is quite significant, 50% bounce from here. And we could potentially roll over. So in 2013, it took 5 days to double top. It took 33 months for it to come back to the prior high. Now in 2017, it took 10 days to double top. Maybe it takes 66 days or 66 months, right? So that's like 5 years. That's 5 years for Bitcoin to come back into all-time highs at 20K. I'm not saying that is going to happen. I'm saying that's a possibility. And if we do rally up towards 18,000, just keep this in the back of your mind. I don't want you, I don't want you taking this as your trading strategy, but you have to look at the markets for these potentials. And that's our job as investors, is to be educated and see what are the potential upsides, what are the potential downsides. I just gave you a case towards 18,000, okay? And then I gave you a case coming back down, and that low would actually be around the 6,000 area. Doing that math, it came down 73% prior times. So I guess 73 would be maybe 5,000, 5 to 6,000. Okay, so again, not trying to FUD you guys. That's not my job here. I view myself as an educator, and that's kind of what I view. That's kind of what the charts are saying, and that's a scenario that could play out. So that is not taking popularity into consideration. Guys, that is charts. That is charts. All right, Bitcoin doing a little bit of selling here. And, oh, not really. Going back up. 12,750, y'all. 12,750 going up. So you guys have time to mull and call me stupid, call me crazy. So I made that. So I've actually made that video twice. I've made that video twice. Once was here when we topped at 11.5. Okay, I topped at 11.5 when we were at 11.5. I made a video about us going back down to 3,000. That was the 33% or 77% move at that point in time. But in between me making that video, we bottomed and went back up. It's quite frustrating, and the people that saw me for the first time thought I was an idiot, but I'm not. I was early. And there's a saying in trading, even if you're early, you're still wrong. Well, I was obviously early. Bitcoin 20,000 looks like a parabolic top, feels like a parabolic top, wearing the badge of a parabolic top, so could be a parabolic top. And I see what you guys are saying in chat about the fact that there's more people involved now than then, and you are correct. You are correct. Okay? But I'm going to say but, and I said this during my last live stream a few hours ago. Joe Jack, you're a little bit late to the party, buddy, but a little late to the party. You could get caught in some kind of a pullback at these levels, but overall, you're going to be good here, pretty good. You're probably going to be good, but you're going to have to hold through maybe a pullback down to 12,000 or something like that if you want to buy right now. Earlier, we were buying at extraordinary levels. Guys, that's so much fun when that bottom happened, guys. Wasn't that? Who's still here from that bottom? Was that not like the most exhilarating thing you've felt while trading? If you haven't done that 3 times before. So, anyway, in 2013, the Mount Gox got hacked, and a lot of people lost their money, and that is really what caused the 2013 sell-off, and caused us to go sideways for 2 to 3 years. What could cause it this time is the mania in Bitcoin itself. The fact that it's all over the news, all over the world. I'm sure everyone's been talking about it. If people were interested in buying Bitcoin, they did it above 18,000, guys. They bought Bitcoin. They've done it, right? They've bought their Bitcoin stake. The people that didn't buy aren't interested or think it's too risky. So what's going to happen is that if those, some of those people, this is the trading dynamic that causes those long. What I'm trying to explain to you is this mass psychology behind what caused the trough in 2013, and what could also potentially
cause us to draw down for a number of years in Bitcoin from this 20,000 level. And if this does happen, guys, remember me and remember what I say. If we do go into a long lull, buy Bitcoin monthly, because when we do go back up, we're going to go from 20,000, we're going to go to 100 and plus thousand, okay? I'm a believer in cryptocurrencies. I'm a believer in the market, in all of this jazz. So I'm not saying we're going down forever. But, you know, the mass psychology is that people buy at the highs. They're like, okay, they're going to put 100 or 200 or 1,000 in whatever they're comfortable with, and they're going to hold it, and they're not going to look at Bitcoin. They're going to see it in the news. They're going to see, oh, Bitcoin dropped to 12,000. Jeesh. And maybe they're going to sell it, okay? Maybe they're not. The U.S. is waking up right now to a market that has already crashed. Do they want to sell it when it's down at this level? Think about it. If you're a newbie and you woke up and Bitcoin was already down 30%, are you going to sell it or are you just going to hold it? You may hold it. But what's going to happen is they're going to forget about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin may do this, just like we saw. If you put a frog in boiling water, it's going to jump out of the pot. If you put a frog in water and then let that water boil, the frog is going to die because it doesn't understand that it's being cooked. What happens is that people won't sell down here. They'll sell when they're down 80% though. They'll sell when they're down 70% though. That's when they will sell. That is the retail investor. That is the retail trader. That is how they live. That is how these markets survive. That is how the stock market works. That is how markets work, because that's how people work. Bam! Argue that. I mean, that's quite literally the market psychology behind a lot of things. That's quite literally the market psychology. Now, that doesn't have to play out. That doesn't say that that synopsis is false. That synopsis could completely be false. And what could happen is Bitcoin, say this is the low in Bitcoin, and we're all geniuses and extremely lucky to witness this low. And this is the all-time low in Bitcoin for the next 20 years, right? First of all, the odds of that happening to you and me, extraordinarily low. Extraordinarily low. Okay? But say that happens. Say that happens. And this is the low, and we bought it. We bought down here towards 11,000, guys. Yeah, my buy was at 11.4. So we're up almost 2,000 right now. My buy was at 11.4 if you've been with us. I bought at 11.5. I bought at 11.4. Okay? Now, say this is the bottom. Say this is the low. I'm hodling this bitch forever. I'm going to hodl this thing forever if I bought it this low. Now, if that happens, we're going to need some higher consolidation. We're going to need this thing to get up here and not roll over like we saw in 2013. Okay? It doesn't need to roll over like in 2013. So if it gets up on these levels, you guys have to keep this in mind. And there's only like 300 of you in here, and I wish there was more of you, because God, it's just, people are going to get hurt and people are going to miss out on opportunities, and both really piss me off. I get really pissed when I lose money, mainly because I made a bad decision. I'm not mad at the markets. That's my decision, okay? But mainly because I also get mad when I miss opportunity. And there's a missed opportunity to buy at these lows if you were here, and there's a missed opportunity to sell at highs if we have topping action. There's also a missed opportunity if we do get that big trough happening in Bitcoin and you don't go in monthly. Just do monthly like an IRA. Just put that money in there. I don't care if it's at 6,000 and you end up with one more Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just freaking hold the damn thing, because if you're buying Bitcoin sub 10,000, at some point in time it's going to come back, and it may be years, but it's going to come back huge, and you're going to be kicking yourself saying, real crypto, I'm an idiot. And I don't want you to say that, okay? I'm giving you scenarios. I'm giving you scenarios. That's all I'm doing. So let's go back here to this 2013 top. So if this market play does play out, we're right about here in this market cycle, okay? We're right about here in this market cycle. If this works, or maybe we're up here. I don't know if you take the 50 moving average into account. Who knows? Frederick, what will we do if we get to 18K? You know what I'm going to do, buddy. I'm going to do what the chart tells me to do. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know shit. I don't know anything, guys. I know nothing. I read charts. That's all I do. That's all I do. So if we get, so say this is 18K, let's say this is 20K, let's say this is 18K. Well, what's happening here? How can we take this price action? How can we learn from this chart? Okay? How can you learn from this chart? So what you can infer is price action on some lower volume. See the low volume floating up? That is a negative. You want to see high volume. Look at this high volume on this bull run. The high volume on the bull run indicative of buying. Low volume floating upward indicative of lack of buying. Okay? Then we have a big spike up, but the volume is fairly anemic and a big crash down. This isn't enough to necessarily scare you out of your positions. Okay? This is not necessarily enough to scare you out of your positions. What would scare me out of a position would be this, probably this break. Or somewhere in here, I would probably just call it quits because the volume is just so anemic. Volume is just so anemic. And that's why volume is important. This is people with big money buying Bitcoin. This is with people with big money stepping to the side. And when people with big money step to the side, things go bad. So, Frederick, of course I'll do a video there, guy. Of course I'll do a video. That's what I do. And by then my trading courses will be out and you guys will already know all this information. Hopefully you'll be just as well versed in, oh, we're seeing a little sell here in Bitcoin. Going to 13K. Let's check it out. And yeah, not much of a sale. All right. Nice big trend line here. So we just broke this trend line. We're going to consolidate. Maybe we come back down to this 12.8 level, 12.6 level, and then we bounce up from there. Does look like we have had this bottom in Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to get on to my day with 3 hours of sleep. You guys better hold this up here. I'm just telling you, you guys better not let this fall. Don't let it fall. You're going to be in big trouble, mister. You're going to be grounded. Guys, subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. If I saved you some money, give me a tip. Come on, if I saved you a couple $1,000, give me a freaking tip. Give me something. I know the internet doesn't like to do that, though. My website, real-crypto.com. I don't keep it up to date a lot, but there is some good information in there. I do some blog posts. I will keep that going more and more as we go forward. I do have a little more time these days. Keep a lookout for my videos. Hit that alert button on the subscribe, next to the subscribe button, and you will get alerted when I do post a video. Check out my chat room if you don't know about it. You can find that on my website as well. What else can I tell you guys? I'm glad you were here. That's what I can tell you guys. You know, I can't tell you. You guys helped me just as much as I hope that I helped you. It's really helpful for someone like me to talk into the world and get my thoughts out there.
Dad, I put my pants.
Do you have a diaper on? Good. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. I'm gonna get out of here and start my day. You guys have a good day, and I will see you later. Bye bye.